Marianne, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Looking at that little clip that we showed there, that in fact was a Granada programme in 1965.
Yes, I was pregnant, I remember. It was a sort of Beatles special, wasn't it?
That's right, yes it was.
Yes, I remember.
Looking at that picture of yourself on the screen, do you remember that as being you? Is that the image that you have of yourself those years ago?
What, all that time ago?
Yes.
I was exactly like that, yes.
I mean, there was a sort of wide-eyed, almost innocent.
I was 18.
Yes.
I just left school. I'd been at a convent. And I was a wide-eyed, innocent little girl.
Did you ever feel that you were being manipulated?
No, absolutely not. No, I only had to be myself. It was very sort of, no, I wasn't manipulated. A lot of people were, I know, told what to wear, told how to look, told this, told that. I never was, actually, really.
I mean, the man who in fact decided that you should in fact be recording records was, I think, Andrew Loog Oldham.
Andrew Loog Oldham, yes. He discovered me.
I mean, what did he do? Did he just come and say, look, I think you ought to be making records because you...
No, I think I was probably incredibly pretty. I was only 17, still at school. And he thought he thought my name was so good, you see.
Did you enjoy success? I mean, it did come to you at a fairly early age.
What did it... I mean, I've been twiddling my thumbs at school, waiting to get out and do something. Of course, yes, I did.
But was it completely accidental, or had you decided when you were at a convent school that the one thing you wanted to do was to see your face in the newspapers?
No, not exactly. That wasn't my great ambition, to see my face in the newspapers. But I knew I wanted to do something in show business, as they say. I thought I might be an actor or something, and then suddenly Andrew Loog Oldham came along and said, here's a recording contract. So I flew out of the convent up to London. And
well, if you set your acting ambitions aside for a few years, I mean, you then returned to them and played indeed on one occasion opposite Nicol Williamson in Hamlet.
That was fun.
Now, did you feel when you were doing that you had achieved far more than you ever had done as a pop singer?
No. Rock and roll is as much an art form. This sounds really pretentious. Rock and roll is as much of an art form as painting or drama or whatever you care to name. Even clothes are an art form.
Why didn't you carry on with your acting career?
I'm not a trained actress. I find actors slightly boring because, they're obviously very wrapped up in what they're doing, which is great. I don't have that kind of concentration. My boredom threshold is very low indeed. And apart from the fact that you don't make any money, which is quite important to me, apart from Hamlet and the Three Sisters, those are the only things I did that actually interested me.
Forgive me for saying so. I mean, this sounds a slightly odd question, forgive me, but when you say that boredom is something that comes to you very easily and that your threshold is low, there does seem to have been, over the last 16 or 17 years, a certain sort of fidgety quality about you.
Well,
pop music on a film,
it's called dilettanteism, isn't it? I do one thing, I get bored with it, so I think, I'll try something else, and then I get bored with that, and I'll try something else.
That is, in fact, a recipe for disaster sometimes, isn't it?
Well, it not only is a recipe, but it has been a recipe for disaster as far as I'm concerned. What has happened now is that I've realised not to be team-handed and to concentrate only on one thing. Because in a way it's the only thing I can do, having left school, having had no training. The only thing I can actually be said to have any clue or knowledge about is singing and making records.
I don't wish to sound like something of a vulture, but I mean, talking of the disasters...
You don't look like a vulture.
That's very kind of you. One moment we find that you're successful as a pop singer, then we find you're successful as an actress. Why did we then